Lend Me Your Ear is a really good episode of Arthur. I kind of figured out what was going on pretty quickly because of, well, a few different things. But certainly there's an element of mystery for maybe younger viewers if they haven't quite worked out what's happening. And it's also very informative. This is the first segment of the fifth episode of the 20th season of Arthur. And it's summer, and a few of the kids have been seeing Mr. Ratburn outside in various places, and they try and speak to him, and he just doesn't respond. He doesn't acknowledge them at all. And of course, they begin to theorize what has happened, and Buster comes up with his usual alien-based ideas, and they decide that the only thing to do is to go to his house and investigate. And they do, of course, find out what's going on, and it becomes very educational. And just in case it's not too obvious for some people, I will discuss it with a spoiler warning in a moment, but I feel like it addresses a really important topic. It helps to provide some education about certain things, and I just really like Mr. Ratburn as a character, so seeing him outside of school in his kind of casual clothes, I rather enjoyed. I think that's a really nice side to Mr. Ratburn. He's such a great character. So anything that gives us a little look into Mr. Ratburn outside of the classroom, I'm always going to like at least a little. But this episode I liked quite a lot. I wish it had been a little bit more of a mystery. It's not so much of an age thing, like, me being older and able to identify it more quickly, because there are often episodes of Arthur where the mystery is not obvious and things are held back a little bit. But there were, well, I'll tell you the things that kind of made it pretty obvious, I think. So, spoilers from now, I'm going to discuss what the problem actually is, but I feel like the title kind of gave it away. Lend Me Your Ear. It was pretty obvious it had something to do with his hearing. And when they go over to his house and we hear a bit of music being played, I think it was guitar music, I kind of put two and two together and worked it out pretty quickly. I also believe he was outside a music store when Arthur saw him, if I remember correctly, looking at a guitar, I think. So I think it was pretty obvious. But then Mr. Ratburn tells them that he's losing his hearing, and we get this educational segment where we're inside the ear, learning about how hearing works and how a person might lose part of their hearing, rather than, being completely deaf. And he says that he has hearing aids, which helps to normalize that, provides education about what it might be like when somebody loses their hearing and what to expect as a result of that. Not just for adults, but obviously there are children who have to wear hearing aids and who have hearing problems, and a person watching it might have hearing issues. We had something slightly similar with DW quite a few seasons back where she had a build-up of, I think it was a build-up of wax in her ear, or was it a problem with her eardrum? I can't remember exactly, but she had hearing issues. That was rectified with an operation. Slightly different thing here, but equally as educational and informative. Plus, there was the lesson about wearing earplugs when you're around loud music, which I feel like most children are not going to do unless they're particularly sensitive to sound, but it's certainly a valuable lesson. I really enjoyed it because I think Mr. Ratburn is a great character. Also, very educational and definitely a really quality, decent episode.